How's it going, everybody? Welcome to a unusual vlog video. I don't do a lot of these, but I also don't go to a lot of video game conventions, unfortunately. You would think with all of this in my life, I go to conventions a lot more, but the joy of being in the Midwest is we don't really have a lot. Anime conventions are in a lot of places, but especially where I live in the Midwest, there's not a lot of just game conventions. I was actually hoping to go to the Arizona one. I think it's like Game On Expo, and unfortunately I had to pull up just because life expenses and a bunch of other things happened. But I had a really good opportunity arise this weekend, and I got to go to the KC Retro Games Swap and Collectible Show today. Ironically, it is Kansas City Retro, but it wasn't Independence, Missouri, but it is still super duper close to where I live. And it was like a $10 ticket. I think I paid like 11 or 12 to get in like an hour early. Really close. It took less than an hour to drive there. Sunday morning, 8 a.m., really quick. The location was solid. It was a large, kind of like hotel convention center hallway and convention center area. If you've ever been to like an anime convention or something, think of it mostly as like there was an artist alley, and then there was just a giant convention vendor hall area, and that was the show. And for what it was, like price of admission, I definitely thought it was worth it. They actually had a really cool thing where if you went, you got a free game, and I was like, listen, I'm always up for a free game, but you had to be one of the first 100 people to be there. And now I am the proud owner of Sneak King on the Xbox. Please hold your jealousy. This was funny. I've seen Sneak King and all the other Burger King games for free a bunch in my life, but I've never actually seen one of the giant cases they came in. And what was funny is I took a picture of it, and I'll try and include it here. This is going to be, by the way, like a weird vlog of me showing off stuff I got and also showing off the convention. So if you're curious what it's like, I assume they're going to be doing more. This was like their second or third time doing one here, and doing one in general. I think this was their first time at this location. The venue was really solid. The funniest thing is I've never seen one of those Burger King giant boxes they shipped the game in, and man, you can see why there are so many copies. There's so many. But yes, I had my choice of all of the games, and I was like, you gotta get Sneak King. It's like, it's sealed. It's like, it's the meme game. You have to get it. It was free, especially for waking up at like 7:30 in the morning to get there. It was super fun. But yeah, I picked up a bunch of other stuff, so along with kind of showing and talking about the convention, I'm going to show you all my games I got first, and then as I talk about the convention, you'll stop looking at my weird face and see B-roll of the convention hall. Fingers crossed if I can do this vlog right. So, in no particular order, I guess we'll just kind of go by games. I didn't really go with I'm looking for this. I'm a weird collector, as you know. Oh no, it's like right out of view? Oh, okay. So behind here are a bunch of Vita games. I mostly do Vita. I have obviously a lot of PS5, 4, Switch, and Xbox, but a lot of this is kind of more focused towards retro, but they did have some interesting things here that I was glad I was able to pick up. So, first one, I got a brand new sealed copy of Deadly Premonition Director's Cut. And it's in this little baggie, but it is actually sealed underneath. And it says $60 on here, which is, by the way, to all the vendors. I know you're probably not going to find this video. But to everyone there, the prices were great. Nothing was overpriced. Everything was super great. Everyone was really flexible on price as well. People were just like, hey, I have stuff. You want it? Please give me something that seems fair. You'll work with me. Everyone I worked with was super nice and super nice. It was just a great experience. Nothing felt like anything was doing anything dirty. No one ever had any games that was like, oh man, that's really weird. Everything was very fair market prices, which I really appreciate. But what's nice about Deadly Premonition is I actually basically got this for free because when I was moving, I found a lot of stuff that I was like, hey, I don't need this, or I'm not using this, and I was able to trade one of my old limited run collector's editions basically for this. So I got rid of a super big bulky box that I'm not using, and I'm sure could find a good home at this retro convention, and I got this awesome sweary game because I actually don't have a physical copy of Deadly Premonitions. I have the PlayStation Plus version, but I thought this was a perfect excuse So next up, when I actually bought, this was my very, very first purchase I did, I found Bloodstain Ritual of the Night. So I own every version of Bloodstain, Curse of the Moon 1 and 2 on Switch, Vita, PS4, Collector's Edition, all that stuff. But I never bought Ritual of the Night. And Ritual of the Night was one of those things like I kept seeing clearance priced a bajillion times, but I never pulled the trigger. Because it was like, I know I'm going to get to it. I know it's a game I'll love. I know I'll enjoy like this one when I get to it. I loved Curse of the Moon. I'm excited to play Ritual of the Night. It's still getting updates. Like they literally just announced a couple months back they did a Child of Light crossover, and then a couple months from now they're going to be doing a Journey crossover. So like the support for this game has been crazy. Brand new, sealed, no damage at all. PS4. Oh yeah, their price is right there. $10. I didn't even haggle. I was like, easy. $10 sold. Find a good price. I was happy. Now, next up is a twofer, and actually kind of funny, I just found out that one of these was damaged, and I'm like, honestly, for the price I got both of these for, I'm not a sealed collector. I'm going to open everything I have up. Next, I got from the same booth, Blasphemous Deluxe Edition, not the limited run version, and .hack GU, I forget what this one's called, Last Recode. So I played all the .hack games on PS2 except GU. I never played the GU trilogy. And when this came out on PS4, I was like, I'm interested, but I know I didn't really have the time for it. But I was like, this has gotten so cheap that I should definitely keep an eye out for this. Both of these are brand new. The Blasphemous, like, I feel like probably got some weight put on the top of it and has a little bit of crunch on here, but basically looks flawless otherwise. This was going for $15. And .hack GU has like a cut here, and some of the seal is broken off there, but I have tons of replacement cases. That's not a big deal. I'm going to be playing these, so it's like, that's all that matters. There's not like anything crazy in them. But yeah, I got both of these for $30 together, so again, only like a $5 savings, but it was nice nonetheless to get it, especially as a big .hack fan. I feel like .hack is going to be relevant again soon, fingers crossed. And Blasphemous, this was nice. This was another, hey, I'm glad I didn't buy this limited run experience of, this is basically everything I would want for Blasphemous in a super dirt cheap version I got for $10. So that was really, really nice. Kind of a weird split, but I went back to the convention at the end of the day, but before they had closed, because when I was getting B-roll, I noticed at a booth somewhere, said a guy had Among Us on PS5. There were not a lot of PS5 games there. And I was like, I should see if he would sell this for like, because there was a fire sale recently at Best Buy where there's dumping copies because like they ordered a bajillion. It was Among Us or whatever. And I was like, I like Among Us actually. Like Among Us is a fun one to play like with like family and stuff. But I would like to play it on console more than my phone. And I was able to pick it up, brand new, sealed. It's the crewmate edition. So this one originally was $30. And I forget what Best Buy was going for, but yeah, I got it for $10. This will be nice. I will be ripping this open. This is it comes with a bunch of extra goodies and stuff, but it's like at the very least brand new sealed, perfect condition. I couldn't complain for $10. That was a perfect price for it. I really appreciated that guy getting it for me. Like again, all the vendors, even if it was stuff like I wasn't super interested in getting, a lot of cool stuff to talk to. A super big shout out to the booth who gave me this. I think they had driven all the way from like Kentucky or like Louisville or something. Finally got my Ken amiibo. I'd been wanting Ken for a really long time. I missed out when he was originally put out, but especially after Street Fighter 6 and everything recently, I've been like, man, I really wanted that Ken amiibo. And he was originally supposed to be for $40, and I was like, I would love it if I could just do a little less, because it's like, I know amiibos aren't really worth like that much, but like I know they're not going to reprint Ken. So it was like, I got him down to 35, which like I appreciated. It was like one of those things of like, if I had cash, I'm sure I could have gotten more, but then goes into that whole thing with cash and card for it. But I'm glad to have it. It is funny because like he was in a really nice collector's box and everything, and I'm like, dude, I'm ripping them open immediately. Like if there was a used one, I would have bought it, but there's just not a lot of these guys that go on sale. Like he's not an expensive one, but he's definitely kind of an uncommon amiibo. Last up are two items I got kind of around the convention, but still thought give a cool little shout out to you nonetheless. Picked up and saw recently the new Dragon Ball superhero movie. Cannot recommend this movie enough. Not a lot of merch out for it. But if you love Dragon Ball, especially Piccolo and Gohan, this is like going to be like top tier, one of my favorite Dragon Ball movies of all time. I can just tell. I know it's not going to be for everybody. Spoilers, not a lot of Goku and Vegeta, like at all. But really, really good. I really, really enjoyed it. It was super fun to see on the big screen. And the other one, I have not owned a model kit in a very long time. But I now am the proud owner. By the way, got this guy by trading in some more old collector's editions that just needed to find a good home and were not going to take up a bunch of space. And speaking of taking up a bunch of space, I traded a big box for a big box, and I got this War Greymon model kit. I am very excited. I have not made a like model kit. Like I think the last time I did a model kit was a like G Gundam set forever and ever ago. I had some old imported set, and I'm excited to come build that. I don't know, I might do a stream of that. So if you're watching this and you enjoy either me streaming random BS or actually enjoy watching model kit streams, which really is just me talking to chat as I poke and prod my fingers for hours on end, let me know. I can try and like get like a camera set up and see if like we can make anything work with that. But yeah, overall the convention was really nice, really big. Everyone there was super chill. All the selection was really, really interesting. Like there was a guy there who just had nothing but Famicom stuff, which like you really don't see a lot, and it was nice. Like everything was priced super, super fair. The ratio from like Funko Pops to toys and like other things, because I feel like there's always that worry of like, okay, are you just selling like statues, or are you just selling like, there was vinyls, but like vinyls from like Gundam, there were a lot of like Nindroids, there was a lot of art books, there was a lot of like gaming magazines, a lot of just like, it would be hard for you to not think of anything cool there. Like, and I like it, it was another cool one of like, there was stuff like, oh, there was a Sega Pluto there. Like they had brought out, I think his name's like Adam Krolik, and like I've seen the like Pluto before in other situations and stuff like that. I like that even though something like that is there, that's not the only thing there. Without them having to spend a bunch of money, like they didn't really invite like any like big name people out there. My only kind of like thing I would say, hey, for next year if possible, would be like do some panels, like have panels in the meantime. Like even if you can't get like big people to come out, like I think having panels of just like, hey, we do a podcast, we're gonna do a podcast live at the convention, or like, hey, talking about collecting or selling or being a vendor. Shout out to, by the way, to all the Artist Alley people who were there. Not a lot of video game stuff there, but it was really, I mean, I'm always just a fan of like talking to all the artists and be like, hey, talking about blah blah blah, or this, or like how's crocheting, or how is drawing, like Chippendale Rescue Rangers art, like stuff all over the place. But everyone had a really, really cool booth. Like it was just a nice, wholesome convention, good way to spend my Sunday. Outside of the fact that I wish I could have gone with like a big group of people, but like I just, either people who wanted to go were either working or not able to go, or ironically I had a friend who'd be like, oh, you would love this, but he was at another convention out of state. So really, really fun. I really would hope to see more of these kind of in the future, but yeah, like no big like feedback for it. It was like super cheap ticket, really fun venue, well ventilated, thankfully, since it's the summer. Really good selection. I mean, they had 4 N64 set up where you could play a bunch of games like GoldenEye, Mario Kart, Smash Brothers, whatever. Like really fun stuff. Like it was actually really wholesome of like the amount of families I saw there, and like people bringing their kids. Like I saw like a kid who couldn't have been any older than 10 freaking out because they had a dog bone NES controller, and I saw another one, like I think it might have even been the same kid being like, oh my god, they have a 2nd gen Super Nintendo. The system wasn't even out when you were born. Like I'm young for being as into retro stuff as I am, so it was kind of cool just to see all these things sort of pop up, especially then those other cases of like people finding like their grails there. Like I found this dude, I think he spent almost like $500 on like an Action 52. He bought it with like something else, so the Action 52 wasn't like $500, but like it was cool seeing those games where people were like, oh my god, I've been looking for this, and like talking to people, having conversations, being like, hey, why are you buying that Wii U game, and then kind of getting into it. Shout out, I did find 2 vendors with Vita stuff, so I put footage of that there. By the way, nice to see that Vita prices are not insane anymore. A copy of Persona 4 Golden, complete in box, $30. That's where the world should be. No one should be paying $80 for Persona 4 Golden on Vita. Great selection of everything, really fun things. If you have a local game convention that you like to go to, or anything that you would like to see in terms of like, hey, you should check out this convention, let me know in the comments below. What did you think of videos like this? Different things like that. Normal coverage like the podcasts and more Soul Hackers 2 goodness will be up later this week. But wanted to do a little vlog in the meantime and let you all know what I kind of thought of it. But thank you all for watching. Have a good rest of your day or night or whatever time it is when you're seeing this. And see you later. Bye.